We got Derby weekend this weekend. North London Derby, low-key London Derby, and the Merseyside Derby.
Do we really?
Yes, we do, sir. This is previews for match day 29. I did not get European games ready for this. I apologize. It's okay. I am the host, Richard Rodillo, joined by the man with the noggin, Jacob Bullard. This is Across the Pond FC, where we talk, or two American boys talk about the world of soccer/football. Correct myself right there real quick. Let us get started with the preview, sir. Are you ready?
Yep.
Previews this week. 4:30 a.m. Not a United or City game.
Pacific Standard Time.
Thank you very much. Still going to wake up for this. Goddamn.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I will.
Huh?
So.
Wow.
Tottenham versus Arsenal. Wembley Stadium, 4 versus 3. Got to double check.
Quick
Jacob Bullard, who you got?
First off, I would like to start this by saying I have a dream that one day Spurs will actually open their stadium.
I was actually going to say at Wembley and not Spurs Stadium. But
not the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. All right. Who do I have? I have Arsenal in this game. I'm going to go purely off current form right now. Spurs coming off back-to-back losses in the league to Burnley and Chelsea. Arsenal put Bournemouth to the sword. If they can get Mkhitaryan and Ozil playing like they did in this game regularly, I think that they will have no problem dispatching of this current version of Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay. Well, I'm going to be against your total form and say this is Harry Kane's game. All right. Who loves scoring goals in the North London Derby? Harry motherfucking Kane, bro. So I'm going to go with Spurs. I think they're going to be able to bounce back from last week. And I think hopefully Arsenal struggles. But regardless, it would be really awesome if I got a draw too.
I think you would most want a draw. I think that Arsenal winning doesn't matter too much to you because that just brings Tottenham. Then you're chasing 2 teams instead of 1 team. Like you can have either team lose.
But I think Spurs is actually going to win this game.
Okay. Sure.
So I think they're going to be able to spread them out. Hopefully don't bunch everyone up. Pochettino. And yeah, I'm going to go with Spurs. One football app tells us 52% going to Spurs, 7 to a draw, and 41% going to Arsenal. Very interesting.
Come on, goodness, win this game for me.
Let's keep moving. We are going to Vitality Stadium where 2 takes on 12. Bournemouth versus Manchester City. Jacob Bullard, who do you got?
Ooh, obviously I'm going to go with Manchester City here. If Bournemouth are going to ship 5 to Arsenal, they're going to ship 10 to City. Do you think Callum Wilson will be back for this game? I know Callum Wilson has been out, and one of them. I don't remember, I guess. In any case, Bournemouth not at full strength. We saw that Manchester City were able to manage last week in their first game without Fernandinho. So I think that's maybe what makes Manchester City a little bit vulnerable. I think Fernandinho is a very important piece to that midfield, the most important piece to that midfield, and not having him could present problems if Bournemouth are able to get their counterattack going, unlike West Ham in the midweek games. But I am going to stick with Manchester City. Obviously, we need to keep that pressure up against Liverpool, so we need to win this game.
The only part of that I'm going to disagree is the whacking you guys did, or that happened to Bournemouth. I don't think it's going to happen again this week. I think we're going to have another game where City gets the job done, but they're going to give up 1 goal.
Okay.
It'll be 2-1. And then it's going to make you all nervous. You're like, oh, my God, let those score. Like that.
I don't like 1-goal leads. I like 2-goal leads.
No, you like 5-goal leads.
No. I don't need a 5-goal lead every week. Just every once in a while, keep it entertaining.
Okay. Well, we're both going City, obviously.
Yeah.
85% going to City, 3 to a draw, and 12 going to Bournemouth. Next, we are going to the Amex Stadium where 16 takes on 20. Brighton versus Huddersfield Town. I think now we can consider Brighton in the relegation battle because of how the Cardiff, Southampton, Burnley, and now them are in that pack. So this is going to be technically a relegation.
If Burnley are in, Palace are in.
Okay, Palace too, regardless. I haven't looked at the updated tables, obviously.
Palace and Burnley are on 30. Okay, whatever. I thought I was going to run through that. But fine, just jump over that. I'm actually going to go with Huddersfield. I think that victory is just it's keeping that light at the end of the tunnel that's just ever so small of Huddersfield. Hopefully you can actually hear that. I realized I was really far from the mic right there.
So
the light,
small.
The light at the end of the tunnel that was very small for Huddersfield and their survival got just a little bit brighter with that 1-0 victory that they squeezed in there in this past game. So I think that's going to give them hope to continue that momentum that they can actually pull off the greatest of great escapes. I don't think they're going to, in the end, get there and get out of the relegation zone, but I think that Glenn Murray will get his 100th Premier League goal of his career, but it will not be in a Brighton victory. I'm going to go for Huddersfield.
So I'm going to continue on your little bright tunnel.
Okay.
So think of like a tunnel, and then like you're about like a mile away, like it's a mile long tunnel for some reason, and like the other end is covered, and then all they did was poke a dot. That's how big the light is for me in this.
Yeah, I mean I agree, but still.
Okay, so I'm just downsizing my dot to your dot.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Brighton in this game. I think Glenn Murray is gonna be a little cheeky Glenn, and where Huddersfield Town sucks. I think that's a good word to describe them.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I
So,
mean, that's true. They do only have 14 points this year. So.
I like Aaron Moy, but unfortunately, Aaron Moy, you play on a bad team. And I don't think they're going to have the same kind of success with against that they had against Wolves, because Wolves, the last 2 weeks have been a little bit unlike Wolves. But
I would say they've been basically like Wolves. They can't beat teams they're supposed to beat.
Well, I meant like the last 2 weeks especially.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to go with Brighton.
All right.
The One Football app agrees with me, not with you, obviously. 71% going to Brighton, 10 going to a draw, and 19 going to Huddersfield Town. Let's keep moving, sir. We are going to Turf Moor, or Burnley takes on Crystal Palace. 14 versus 15, equal on points, not on goal difference. Jacob Bullard, who you got?
I think that the winner of this game will permanently remove themselves from the relegation question. Does that make sense? Because both of these teams sitting on 30 points with only 10 games remaining. So I think the winner of this will carry on and be comfortable, which is why I'm going for a draw. And neither one of these teams are going to comfortably get themselves out of that. Just, because both they have this, the slight question that they're not safe yet. They're not safe yet. And I'm going to go for a draw in this game. I think that both of these teams have had lackluster seasons compared to the previous year for both of them. I think, which is why you're seeing them down in the, like you said, it was 13 versus 14, right? Mm. Why you're seeing them down towards, just a few points clear of that relegation zone. That both of them, I guess Burnley coming off obviously that big win they had against Spurs, but I don't think that's something they're going to necessarily be able to replicate, that sort of performance. So, but I'm going to go with a draw.
I wanted you to pick a team, so I was like, guess what? I feel like you just jinxed that team, and now they're going to get relegated.
But I psyched you out.
I go.
I went for the draw.
You got me. I want to go with Burnley.
Okay.
You know why?
Long balls.
Thank you very much, sir. Long balls for the win. Dwight McNeil, still on fire-ish, in a way. Probably the best player on the team, and he's only been playing for like 3 months in the Premier League. A disappointing performance, obviously, against Southampton, but I think Southampton's a lot better than what their table position is. But yeah, I'm going to go with Burnley. I think they're going to be a little physical. They're going to be able to absorb the non-pressure from the front three of Crystal Palace, even though Wilfred Zaha will have a couple moments where he's going to whiff. He's going to whiff in this game. His finishing is not going to be as lethal as it been in the last couple games. So I'm going to go with Burnley.
Tarkowski can't miss a chance like he did against Newcastle if Burnley going to win this game. He missed a big chance in that Newcastle game.
This is true, but I felt like Newcastle was going to win that game regardless.
Okay.
All right. So One Football app says 62% going to Palace, 10 to a draw, and 28 going to Burnley. Let us keep moving, sir. We're going to Old Trafford. 5 takes on 17. Manchester United versus Southampton. Jacob Bullard, who you got?
I'm going to go with United because that is the logical choice here, especially with them being home. I do think that Southampton have the potential to give them a game because Southampton are going to be desperate to pull themselves as far away as possible from the relegation zone. But I do think United will have too much, even with the injuries that they've had. and United have a lot of injuries. We talked about it. We talked about it in the review in the previous video. I think that they will have enough to get the job done. So I'm going to go with United.
I'm also going to go with United because Southampton plays a weird like 3-5 or 3-4-2-1. Sometimes it's like a 3-5-2. It just depends. I think they might. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to sneeze. They might throw a 4-man back there for some reason. I don't know why. We'll see what Hasenhüttl does. I'm going to go with Danny Ings to pay attention to, but I think the guy that's going to be the most surprising, or I guess the guy that's going to make, not the headlines, but out of this game, but that make it interesting will be Nathan Redmond. I think his movement will be able to disorganize good old Chris Smalling, because he's probably going to somehow.
Pretty sure Chris Smalling could disorganize Chris Smalling.
This is true. That is true. I don't have a problem with that statement, but I'm still going to go with United because I feel like we're going to have a similar performance that we had against Crystal Palace. And it's going to be 3-1. One full web says 90% going to United, 2 to a draw, 8% going to Southampton. Let's keep moving. We are going to the Monoloo, where 7 touchdown, 18 Wolves versus Cardiff City. Jacob Bullard, who you got?
I'm really starting to be worried that Wolves are going to throw away a really good opportunity of European football in their first season back in the Premier League, where they can get that 7th place, get themselves some European football, and that would allow them the financial freedom, I think, to make even more excellent additions to this squad, because they've already shown that they spent really well in the last summer transfer window.
Last 2 transfer windows.
We have talked multiple times about how Wolves cannot seem to break down teams they cannot break down teams that won't hold possession. So like Cardiff is not a team that's going to try to hold possession over Wolves and allow them to counterattack. So even though they are at home, they did not even manage a shot on target against Huddersfield in their last game. I believe they had 9 shots, none on target against Huddersfield. That does not bode well. I think they're going to score in this game, but I am going to go for a draw. I think they're going to drop points again against a team that they should be comfortably beating.
I'm going to disagree with you on that. I think this is actually a perfect team for Wolves to play because
Huddersfield was a perfect team for Wolves to play, and look at what happened there.
No, I think this is a more perfect team because of how much Cardiff City gives out the ball, especially not this past weekend, not this past match week, but the week match day 26. Cardiff City gave out the ball at terrible spots where Wolves are just gonna be vicious. There's gonna be goals, goals. All right, Cardiff City actually, I think they are a team that's going to be relegated, unfortunately, and I think they're going to get thrashed in this game. Actually,
I don't have Cardiff getting relegated, so
I have Cardiff getting relegated, and this is going to be more. Actually, they just moved into the relegation zone.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so they're going to continue to be down there. And hopefully Brighton meets them, and they're having a battle with Brighton. So I'm going to go, like I said, with Wolves. I'm going to go 4-0.
4-0?
Yeah.
Dang.
So One Full Web agrees with me with my pick. 82% going to Wolves, 5 to a draw, 13 going to Cardiff City. Next, we got West Ham versus Newcastle United at the London Stadium. 10 versus 13. Jacob Bullard, who you got?
West Ham, another team coming off a very lackluster performance. Granted, it was against the title holders, the champions, Manchester City. I think that Newcastle have had new life breathed into their season since they brought in Miguel Almiron. He has yet to score for Newcastle, but has, I believe, hit the post in each of the 2 games. He has hit the post multiple times, however, and I think that he has just really became the key for that team to get through the midfield, and he's just added that extra gear that they needed to play like we thought they were capable of this whole time. I think that he has been a missing piece for them, and that transfer so far has worked out very well. I think he is going to get his first goal, and I think Newcastle are going to win this game away at the London Stadium against West Ham.
Yeah, with him definitely in the lineup, they've had an increase in key passes. The game against Huddersfield Town, he had 6 key passes in that game. So definitely a great piece for the Geordies. I'm going to go with a draw, though, in this game. because both of these teams, they like to defend. I'm going to go with the
Not
draw.
Cardiff, Burnley. Sorry, I apologize.
I
Burnley.
think what's going to happen in this game is there's just going to be a weird goal on West Ham side, probably on a set piece. And then Newcastle's probably going to have a goal set up from Almiron to either Rondon or Perez. And yeah, 1-1 draw.
Shout out to my boy Shar, one of the most informed center backs at the moment in the Premier League.
Yes. 59% going to West Ham, 8 to a draw, 33 going to Newcastle. We are going to move to Sunday, sir, where Watford takes on Leicester City at Vicarage Road. 8 versus 11. Jacob Bullard, who you got?
Watford obviously coming off of a annihilation at the hands of Liverpool, and I think so. I'm just going to throw it out there that I'm going to go with Leicester, and that is because they are going to have a new manager with the hiring of Brendan Rodgers of all people. Was he? I guess I haven't been paying attention to the Scottish Premier League, but I don't remember hearing that Celtic sacked him.
No, he just left.
He just straight left?
Yeah.
Is the season over?
No.
Oh. He was just like, deuces.
Actually, Rangers are not that far behind, and I'm actually really curious on how that's going to end, but that's another conversation.
Okay. Well, they are obviously bringing in Brendan Rodgers. He at least will have an opportunity to make Leicester a better team and integrate their younger players better into their squad. I think like the Grays, the Madisons, hopefully Iheanachos, they can make use of that signing. That this is just going to give, as I believe with almost any time there's a new manager that's appointed, as long as there's not a drastic change in system, I think it does give the team a little bit of a short-term boost, which is why I'm going to go with Leicester.
I want to go with Watford. I think it's just going to be a week where that transitional period doesn't work out, where it's just going to seem a little bit off, but it's going to be a professional performance still. I don't think it's going to be that big of a point spread. I'm going to go 2-1 Watford. Leicester City leads on the OneFootball app with 65%, 6 to a draw, 29 going to Watford. Let's keep moving to the other London derby, sir, where Fulham takes on Chelsea.
I mean, that's technically true.
At Craven Cottage, 6 versus 19. Jacob Buller, who you got?
Fulham, another one of those teams with a very small light at the end of the tunnel, looking highly likely to be relegated. And I think this is a bad time. Not that they would ever expect really to take points from this game. This is an even worse time to play Chelsea, I think, because it seems as though they are starting to figure some things out. 2 good performances back-to-back with the League Cup final against City and the game against Spurs. Chelsea are going to be able to carry forth that momentum and beat up on a Fulham team that has been struggling on both sides of the field all season.
Yeah, the only positive I'm going to give in this game is going to be Babel.
You love you some Babel.
I love me some Babel, bro. He's like the only beacon of light on this squad, honestly. Just a side that just obviously can't defend. Let's be honest.
It's true.
They cannot defend.
It's true.
The defensive glass will continue to be glass, but I'm going to give Babel a goal in this. Just he's going to create out of nowhere. It's going to come out of nowhere.
All
Good
right.
movement. And I'm going to go 4-1. And I'm hoping Kepa starts because the goal is going to be on Kepa, like not being able to deflect the ball. That precision on my pick. So I'm still going to go Chelsea though. 83% going to Chelsea, 3 to a draw, 14% for Fulham on the OneFootball app. Let's keep moving to the last game, the Merseyside derby, where Everton takes on Liverpool at Goodison Park, 1 versus 9. Jacob Bullard, who you got?
Obviously, I'm not going to pick Liverpool because I need them to drop some points for us so we can catch them and pass them. However, Liverpool are playing much better of late than they have been. They had an excellent game again in the 5-0 game against Watford, obviously, but could have very easily lost this game. It was the Origi goal was the equalizer, right?
Where Pickford
It hit the crossbar and came back, whatever. That was the equalizer. I think they didn't win that game, right? Okay. So they were this close to losing to Everton at home. So I think Everton being the home team now and themselves coming off that 3-0 win on Tuesday, I think that this has the opportunity to be an excellent back and forth open game. Obviously, Everton have to be careful. They open themselves up too much. It is Liverpool after all. But I am going to go for a draw in this game. I think Everton can take a point from Liverpool again for the second time this season.
Sorry, Jacob. I'm gonna rip your heart out of your chest right now.
Yikes! Like Temple of Doom style.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Liverpool in this game because emotion would not matter in this game, regardless of how good of form Everton were last week. Ain't gonna happen this week. They're gonna get bodied. This is gonna be a slaughter because Liverpool is back. They're ready to attack, and we're gonna rip Jacob's heart out from the back.
Okay, you got there eventually. I was like, where are you gonna go with this? Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna go with a derby kind of emotion in this game, and I think Liverpool are going to destroy Everton.
All right.
So, 76 going to Liverpool, 5-0 draw, 19 going to Everton. I'm sorry to the Evertonians, you're gonna get whacked.
They don't care. Their season's over.
So,
That's right.
that has been it for previews, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know in the comments down below if you disagree or agree with us. Let us know on who you're picking as well. I have been the host, Richard Rodillo, joined by the man with the noggin, Jacob Bullard. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the iTunes podcast and YouTube channel and giving us all the love over there. Go ahead and check out all the other cool stuff we do on the channel and other podcasts. I have been the host, Richard Rodillo, like I said, joined by the man with the noggin, Jacob Bullard. We are two American boys telling you about the worldwide world of soccer/football. We shall see you guys later. Bye-bye.